Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. According to General Hospital spoilers on Tuesday, June 3rd, Alexis Davis provides a money laundering solution, while Jason Morgan will deal with a Carly Spencer dilemma. There will be a lot going on for Willow Corinthos, Michael Corinthos, and many other characters in the Port Charles area when the divorce hearing also begins. First of all, because Brooke Lynn Quartermain's altercation with Lois and Gloria Cerullo was cut short by Giovanni Gio Palmieri, there will be more turmoil at the Quartermain mansion. He will have a lot to comprehend after Gio starts asking questions and making charges, and he will probably want to do it by himself. Lois and Gloria will be questioned by Brooke Lynn in the interim over whether they coerced a dying woman into keeping their secret. Although Gloria and Lois could have cautioned against it, it sounds like Camilla Palmieri wanted to tell Gio the truth after becoming ill. After that, Professor Henry Hank Dalton will speak with Jordan Ashford and Jen Sidwell about his plans to transform the world. As they become more acquainted, Jordan will also have some private time with Professor Dalton, so they might flirt while Jordan asks him questions about the research he's working on. Alexis Davis will question whether Marco Rios is asking her if she is money laundering at the law office. Marco is undoubtedly dubious of what's actually happening now that he has found out the Shell Corporation arrangement. Marco may reassure her that he understands how to be discreet and that he will assist in any manner he can, but Alexis will undoubtedly not reveal too much. Jason will have to deal with his own crisis while Alexis answers Marco's and attempts to manage her most recent one. Jason might be concerned about the boundaries Carly would violate in order to get her grandchildren away from Willow, but she will promise to do whatever it takes to do so. Jason may remind Carly that Michael has returned and that, with Diane Miller's assistance, he must be the one handling the problem. Dante Falconeri will apologize to him at Sonny Corinthos' house. Dante will have a better understanding of Sonny's viewpoint now that he knows what it's like to discover he has a grown son he never knew existed. It appears that when their own father-son bond emerged, Dante will wish he had handled things differently. On Tuesday's GH episode, Sonny will also get the opportunity to confide in Jason, and they will discuss all the Geo updates and the news of Michael's arrival. Trina Robinson will find herself in a position where she feels compelled to jump to Jocelyn Jack's defense. If there is further confrontation between Emma Scorpio Drake and Jocelyn, that might entail defending Jocelyn. Regarding Rick Lansing, he will call and advise someone to come to the courthouse immediately. Will Rick be calling someone else or attempting to hurry Nina Reeves along? Rick may force Alexis to meet with him prior to the divorce and custody hearings. As General Hospital spoilers indicate, he may coerce her on Tuesday's show. Until she can turn Ava Jerome and Rick against one another, Alexis will continue to be mired in chaos. As Jason Morgan becomes entangled in a growing situation involving Carly Corinthos, the lives of the people of Port Charles are once again thrown into disarray. As a highly anticipated divorce court gets underway, long-buried truths could be revealed, and Alexis Davis risks severe legal ramifications due to accusations of money laundering. High-stakes drama, intense emotional conflicts, and potentially life-altering outcomes are all promised by these interwoven narratives. Jason's crisis with Carly. Carly Corinthos' most loyal ally has always been Jason Morgan, but their unbreakable friendship is currently being put to the test like never before. Carly, who has a fiery temper and makes snap decisions, has once again put herself in a dangerous predicament that even Jason might find difficult to resolve. Although the precise nature of the problem is still unknown, rumors circulating Port Charles indicate that it involves hostile adversaries who may be connected to the criminal underworld. Jason has been Carly's protector for years, keeping her safe from the consequences of her machinations. But the danger might be too high this time. According to rumors, Carly's recent behavior has caught the notice of a formidable foe, who has the means and the ruthlessness to destroy her meticulously planned existence. Carly's decisions have endangered not only herself but also those closest to her, whether it was a botched business deal, a betrayal by a purported ally, or a careless gamble that backfired. Ever the devoted enforcer, Jason must negotiate perilous seas. He is in a unique position to step in because of his ties to both legal and illegal networks, but even he might not be able to do it this time. His relationship with Carly could be strained as a result of the crisis, because her disregard for warnings could have permanent repercussions. Jason's old friend and Carly's ex-husband, Sonny Corinthos, observes from the sidelines, unsure whether to intervene or let Carly deal with the consequences of her behavior. Jason has to determine whether protecting Carly would cost him everything, and how far he's ready to go as tensions rise. The money laundering scandal of Alexis. Alexis Davis is the target of a federal inquiry in another area of Port Charles. The once respected lawyer, who is renowned for her steadfast morals and keen legal mind, is facing money laundering charges that could put her in jail and ruin her career. Her affiliation with a well-known client whose activities were significantly below the law is the basis for the accusations. Alexis maintains her innocence, saying she had no knowledge of any illegal activity. Prosecutors contend that she either willfully ignored suspicious activity or intentionally enabled unlawful activities. Financial documents and witness statements that point to a pattern of collaboration are among the devastating evidence against her. The legal world has been rocked by the controversy, which has damaged Alexis's reputation and caused her to drift apart from her erstwhile supporters. Molly and Sam, her daughters, struggle with the idea that their mother might have breached the law, while also wanting to support her. The issue is especially unpleasant for Sam, who has a checkered past with the law. Molly, who also aspires to become a lawyer, finds it difficult to balance her respect for her mother with the gravity of the charges. Alexis has to face the prospect that her freedom and job may be at jeopardy as the probe gets more intense. If she has been framed, her only chance may be to discover the truth about the plot. However, it will be difficult for her to prove her innocence because of strong forces against her. Hearing for divorce starts. A long-awaited divorce hearing begins amid these legal and personal upheavals, promising to reveal secrets that some would rather keep hidden. Although the divorced couple's names have not been formally established, there is a lot of conjecture. While some imagine it involves another well-known Port Charles couple, others think it might be the final breakup of Carly and Sonny's turbulent marriage. In Port Charles, divorce procedures are never easy. Private complaints are frequently transformed into public spectacles by court battles over assets, custody agreements, and concealed infidelity. Both parties are ready for a fierce battle, and this instance is no different. The hearing may rekindle old scars if Carly and Sonny are involved in the divorce. There may be no turning back now, but their love has been a wild one filled with passion, treachery, and reconciliation. The split of their commercial interests alone would destabilize the Corinthos empire and have far-reaching effects. On the other hand, the aftermath can be equally dramatic if the hearing involves another pair, like Elizabeth Weber and Finn, or Nina Reeves and Valentine Cassadine. There is plenty of material for a heated court dispute because of Nina's recent plots, Valentine's manipulations, Elizabeth's mental instability, and Finn's battles with addiction. Whatever the case, the divorce hearing will surely reveal long-hidden facts and make everyone responsible for their conduct face the repercussions. In conclusion, with Jason's last-ditch efforts to save Carly, Alexis' struggle for her freedom, and a potentially life-altering divorce court, Port Charles is once again a dramatizing place. Although each plot line has its own significance, taken as a whole, they create a tapestry of loyalty, atonement, and betrayal. Jason has to face the boundaries of his power as he works to handle Carly's problem in a hurry. Alexis, on the other hand, knows that failing may mean losing everything, therefore she must fight for her life to cleanse her name. Additionally, long-kept truths could irreparably ruin relationships as the divorce case progresses. One thing is certain. The events set in motion by these crises will leave no one unaffected in a town where alliances change like the wind and danger lurks around every turn. Who will survive the fallout is the only question. Willow was quick to move into Drew's new house, with her and Michael Corinthos' kids in tow, and Nina and Carly desperately tried to work together to split them apart. Sadly, their partnership was short-lived, but not without Nina spilling to Carly that she was the one behind Drew's recent ketamine scandal that rocked the little town. Whatever page they had once landed on was shredded to bits after threats were issued and punches were thrown. The two also had a heated confrontation during the nurses' ball in the bathroom, where Nina was quick to gloat about the fact that Michael wouldn't win sole custody of the kids, due to his accident. Michael submitted an emergency petition to gain custody of his kids, and was able to take his children out of Willow's care ahead of the custody battle. This was a huge score for #TeamMichael, But considering there's that secret lingering about Michael being Sasha Corbin's baby daddy, nothing is in the bag right now. During the GH preview for the week of June 2nd, a clip shows Carly declaring that Nina was the one who had Drew drugged. Rick Lansing can be seen in the courtroom background, and this spilling of the tea will only cause drama and chaos within Willow's world. It may also look horrible for Willow, if it is included as evidence. It may seem as if everyone in the mom's orbit is toxic and unhinged. Whether Carly spilled to help Michael gain an upper hand in the custody hearing, help Tracy Quartermaine get off on her charges, or it's because she simply wanted revenge on Nina, this will finally be out in the open. Little do both ladies realize that Drew was already in the loop all along. With that said, this isn't the worst secret that Nina has when it comes to Drew, so will their affair also surface at some point in the days ahead? The courtroom was tense as Carly dropped a bombshell revelation that left everyone in shock. Nina had drugged Drew. The air grew thick with disbelief as the words echoed through the hushed room, each syllable carrying the weight of a scandal that could unravel lives. Spectators leaned forward in their seats, reporters scrambled to jot down notes, and even the judge seemed momentarily stunned by the gravity of the accusation. Carly stood firm, her voice steady but laced with fury as she presented evidence that Nina had deliberately tampered with Drew's drink, leaving him incapacitated and vulnerable. For months, Drew's erratic behavior had been a source of confusion and concern among those closest to him. His sudden mood swings, unexplained disappearances, and uncharacteristic decisions had baffled his friends and family. Many had speculated that stress or personal demons were to blame, but no one had suspected foul play, until now. Carly's testimony painted a chilling picture of manipulation, suggesting that Nina had orchestrated Drew's downfall for her own gain. The implications of Carly's claim were staggering. If true, Nina's actions were not just unethical but criminal, raising questions about her motives and the extent of her deception. Had she acted alone? Or was someone else pulling the strings? What did she stand to gain from Drew's impairment? The courtroom buzzed with whispered theories as the legal team scrambled to respond. Nina's attorney immediately objected, calling the accusation baseless and inflammatory, but the damage was done. The seed of doubt had been planted, and the trial took on a new, darker tone. As the proceedings continued, flashbacks of Drew's recent struggles played out in the minds of those who knew him. His once sharp instincts had dulled, his judgment clouded at critical moments. Business deals had fallen apart, relationships had strained, and his reputation had taken a hit, all while Nina had been a constant presence in his life, offering support that now seemed suspiciously calculated. Had she been his confidant or his puppet master? Carly's decision to expose Nina in open court was a risky move, one that could either vindicate Drew or backfire spectacularly. She had no concrete proof, at least not yet, but her instincts told her that Nina was behind Drew's sudden decline. The two women had never been allies, their rivalry simmering beneath the surface for years, but this was no petty feud. This was about justice. If Nina had indeed drugged Drew, she needed to be held accountable before she could do more damage. The prosecution called witnesses to corroborate Carly's claims, presenting timelines and medical records that suggested Drew's condition was not natural. A toxicology report revealed traces of a sedative in his system, one that matched a prescription linked to Nina's past. The defense countered with expert testimony, arguing that the drug could have been ingested accidentally or prescribed by another physician, but the circumstantial evidence was mounting. As the trial unfolded, Drew himself struggled to process the revelation. Fragmented memories resurfaced, moments of confusion, unexplained fatigue, and Nina's face hovering at the edges of his consciousness. Had she been there every time he lost control? The thought sickened him. If Carly was right, then his trust had been weaponized against him in the cruelest way possible. Meanwhile, Nina maintained her composure, her expression unreadable as the accusations flew. She denied any wrongdoing, her voice calm but firm. Yet those who knew her well detected a flicker of unease, a slight tremble in her hands, a hesitation before answering certain questions. Was it guilt, or merely the pressure of being publicly vilified? Outside the courtroom, the media frenzy intensified. Headlines screamed about betrayal and deception, turning the trial into a national spectacle. Social media erupted with debates, some condemning Nina as a master manipulator, others defending her as a victim of character assassination. The public, always hungry for scandal, dissected every detail, forming factions that mirrored the divisions inside the courtroom. Back in the trial, Carly's gamble began to pay off. A surprise witness, a former associate of Nina's, came forward with damning testimony, alleging that Nina had bragged about controlling Drew. The witness's credibility was immediately attacked by the defense, but the impact was undeniable. The jury's expression shifted from skepticism to grim consideration. As the day's proceedings drew to a close, the judge announced that the trial would resume after a short recess, leaving the courtroom in a state of suspended tension. Carly exhaled, her hands trembling now that the adrenaline was fading. She had thrown the first stone, and there was no turning back. Drew, still reeling, locked eyes with Nina across the room, searching for any sign of remorse. But her gaze was cold, unyielding. The truth was still obscured by shadows, but one thing was clear. Nothing would ever be the same between them. Whether Nina was guilty or innocent, Carly's accusation had shattered the fragile illusions that had held their world together. And as the battle for justice raged on, the real question remained. Who would be left standing when the dust finally settled? Jocelyn Jacks and Tracy Quartermain are among them, and they will both destroy Willow. Harrison Chase will testify as well. Given how well known this case is, all of the witnesses will be subjected to challenging questions. Willow and Michael both desire their kids. Michael actually leaps to his feet and rushes to Sasha in the witness box. With a distressed expression, Sasha informs him that the kid is on the way. If Sasha's baby has the same congenital heart problem as Michael, the truth might be revealed at the hospital if it isn't already. Exposing Nina Reeves. Carly, who tells Drew who drugged him, will also be there. Carly knows Nina was at fault, but she doesn't know Jacinda. When Carly reveals Nina to Drew and the rest of the court in the preview video, Nina's mouth falls open. Portia Robinson may be the next to be removed as a result of this. What does that signify for Portia's future in medicine? In the week of June 2, 2025, which narrative are you most excited to see? The most recent General Hospital spoilers for Monday, June 2 to Friday, June 6 are available on soaps.com. Brooke Lynn lashes out just when we thought she could get much more irate. In addition, Nina has a confession to make as Carly confronts Jason. Continue reading for that and more Port Charles drama. In today's recap, Brooke Lynn snaps at Lois and Gloria, Gio looks to Sunny for clarification, and Elizabeth forgives Lucky for not telling her the truth about her accident. Elizabeth discovers something. Christina and Michael get back together. Brooke Lynn lets loose her rage. In the hot seat is Alexis. Sunny gives advice. With her problems behind her, ex-Molly is ready for a comeback, and it's never too late to start over. Spoilers for Tuesday, June 3rd on General Hospital. The hearing for Michael and Willow's divorce starts. Sunny confides in Jason. Trina stands up for Jocelyn. Rick gives Alexis a hard hand. Jordan gets to know Dalton better. Meet the new Mrs. Jack Wagner, the General Hospital vet who vows "I do" before the return of Bold and Beautiful. Spoilers for Wednesday, June 4th on General Hospital. Lulu and Brooke Lynn meet in person. Elizabeth is taken by surprise by Lucky. Michael stands up. Chad Duell prepares for a return as spectacular as Michael's. Brennan is under pressure from Anna. Sunny and Laura talk about family issues. Thursday, June 5th. Spoilers for General Hospital. Lucky must face a harsh reality. Anna tells Jason about her suspicions. A family get-together is hosted by Curtis and Portia. Sasha feels overburdened. Willow gets to work. Friday, June 6th. Spoilers for General Hospital. Jason is confronted by Carly. Molly and Cody become more acquainted. Jordan meets with Curtis. Nina admits something. Drew is devastated. According to General Hospital spoilers, many viewers genuinely think that Michael and Sasha are endgame, and for good reason. For all the information you require, continue reading below. Sasha and Michael are endgame. Sasha was the one who pushed for Michael and Willow to be married in order to shield Wiley from Nell, as many critics of the popular ABC soap opera have noted. That was how much she adored Michael. Furthermore, it's likely that Willow and Chase have been in love for a long time. She may have loved Michael as a friend, but she wasn't in love with him. Their relationship was simply intense. The internet had a lot to say about the issue on social media, as our readers are likely already aware. Michael and Sasha in a sweet happy ending for both, is one statement that several people have made. And she is already loved and appreciated by all the QS, unlike Willow. It would also help with Carly and Nina's management. She is near both of them. What will happen to Michael and Sasha next? I used to like Sasha but I don't anymore, another fan commented. This means that we want Michael to date a lady who only tells lies and accepts money from a criminal who pays her to lie to her closest friends? Okay, go ahead and do it if they have the stuff. To be honest though, I don't believe Sasha is anyone's prize. Additionally, this comment was made. I really thought Michael and Sasha were great. I thought she was his ideal partner. Together they were entertaining, engaging and never dull. The fact that Sasha had to use drugs to deal with the breakup is perhaps what bothered me the most. How could she not love him after everything he had done for her? She loved him, really loved him. I sincerely hope they reconcile eventually. Fans of General Hospital will have to watch every day to see what happens next, of course. The ABC network broadcasts General Hospital during the week. Look up the timings in your local listings. Brooke Lynn discovered that Gio is the long-lost son she placed for adoption, as viewers of General Hospital are aware. When the truth was revealed, fans anticipated a great deal of drama. Amanda Setton braced herself for the revelation's drama. She sensed the scene's pressure. The actress tried to tell the story as best she could. She thinks it's one of the show's best stories. Playing the parts was a privilege for the actress. She thought the story was relatable and commended the writing. The actress claims that while it's entertaining to watch things go awry, this one felt overly theatrical. Many people on the show were impacted by the umbrella narrative. Amanda Setton talked about her experience filming the scenes. She wanted to put her all into the story. The actress lost her voice because she was so engrossed in the role. She spent weeks getting ready for the big day. She lost her voice when the time came. She was exhausted by the scenes. Despite losing her voice, Amanda Setton intended to give the sequences her best effort. She wanted to continue, but the authorities wanted to alter the setting until she regained her voice. Her voice loss gave the scenes a more authentic sense. Her character came out as raw and hollow, which is why the sequences worked. The veteran actress cherished her altercation with her fictional mother, Lois. They had some of the show's best scenes. Dante's actor Dominic Zamprogna also relished their scenes. He gave the actresses high marks for their outstanding work. Despite her struggles with the reality, Amanda Setton remained dedicated to the scenes. The fans have never seen Brooke Lynn so irate. The character believed that her mother had deceived and wounded her. She was devastated by her mother's infidelity. Amanda Setton was moved after performing the scenes. The emotions coursing through her body nearly caused the actor to hyperventilate. According to the actress, Rena Sofer brought the scenes to life. Amanda Setton was assisted by the actress in navigating the emotional scenes. Rena Sofer was described by Amanda Setton as a team player and a true professional. She brought the situations to life and encouraged her throughout. She worked with raw materials, thus it made a difference. It would be impossible for Amanda Setton to do the dramatic scenes with anyone else. She has a deep affection for Rena Sofer. When Dante confronted Amanda Setton's character, she was grateful that she could do her sequences with Dominic Zamprogna. Dominic Zamprogna received accolades from the actress for his portrayal. He's a fantastic actor in her opinion. Like water, their scenes blended together. She gives him credit for playing off his feelings. He portrayed the role with empathy rather than resentment. Trina's claws, Alexis strong-armed, and Willow's court battle. This week's General Hospital spoilers for June 2, 2025, are in. Fans should anticipate a legal battle between Willow Tate Corinthos and Michael Corinthos. Alexis Davis is sworn at by Rick Lansing. In addition, Jocelyn Jacks is defended by Trina Robinson. Let's discuss the upcoming developments in the ABC soap drama as you continue reading. The Court Battle of Corinthos. The custody dispute between Wiley and Amelia Corinthos was initiated by Carly Spencer, as fans are aware, but Michael is returning to complete it. Michael was given permission to take the kids after Diane Miller successfully obtained an emergency custody order. Unless Willow dumps Drew Kane, Michael won't let them go. Many shocking revelations could be made as the two appear in court. Nina Reeves recently found out that Michael is the baby daddy of Sasha Gilmore Corbin, On top of all the scandals that are already on camera. The pregnant woman might reveal Nina's own secret if Nina reveals Sasha's. Strong-armed Alexis Davis. Fans are aware that a preview clip from Monday's episode depicts Laura Collins addressing Alexis on the $10 million that was missing from Ace Cassidy's estate. Fans are aware that Alexis is being blackmailed by Rick and Ava Jerome for Christina Corinthos Davis' covert crime. Laura may get a cover story from Alexis, but it won't last long. What will happen now, then? Giovanni Palmieri's intercourse. Giovanni Gio Palmieri will be returning to Port Charles, according to General Hospital spoilers for the week of June 2nd. The young man comes to the realization that he cannot escape his difficulties after giving them some thought. Gio does, however, approach Sonny Corinthos. In a sneak peek, Gio declares that he will now be working alone. Gio doesn't seem to want Sonny's assistance with his schooling anymore. Gio may believe that Sonny knew the secret, but like most others he was unaware of it. June 2nd, 2025 week. Additionally, fans will witness Rocco Falconeri pose challenging questions to Lulu Spencer and Dante Falconeri. Lulu later encounters a furious Brooklyn Quartermain. Jocelyn will be protected by Trina. Jack Brennan is under pressure from Anna Devane in the meanwhile. Jason Morgan later hears Anna's doubts. A party hosted by Curtis Ashford and Portia Robinson may not go as planned. Additionally, Cody Bell and Molly Lansing Davis become closer. As Sasha Gilmore fought through another contraction, her face twisted in agony, the tension in the courtroom was evident. She grabbed the edge of the witness stand, her breath coming in short, ragged gasps, and the judge, lawyers, and onlookers watched in startled silence. Originally intended to be a simple hearing regarding corporate malfeasance, the trial had taken an unforeseen turn, and was now a matter of life or death. In the midst of testifying against Nina Reeves, Sasha had gone into labor. Carly Corinthos, on the other side of the room, stood motionless for a moment before acting. She had been anticipating this day, not only for Sasha's benefit, but also for the revelation of the truth. Carly looked directly at Nina, who was sitting at the defense table with a mask of fake worry on her face as medical staff hurried to help Sasha. Carly, however, was wiser. Carly had spent months investigating leads and obtaining evidence, and now that Sasha's life and the life of her unborn child were at stake, she wasn't going to let Nina get away with her crimes. Carly said, "Your Honor," her voice piercing the confusion. "The court needs to hear something before this trial is adjourned." The judge, who was obviously worried for Sasha's welfare, paused only a moment before giving Carly the all-clear to continue. Carly took a big breath and looked around the courtroom, first at the stunned faces and then directly at Nina. Carly said, "Nina Reeves did more than just falsify company documents." The group gasped as she said, "She planned this whole thing to hide something much worse, her role in Phyllis Caulfield's death." Nina's attorney protested right away, but Carly persisted and took a file out of her bag. "I have evidence that Nina bought off important witnesses to quiet them, including witness statements, emails, and cash transactions. She is a killer, not simply a fraudster." Nina lost all of her composure. "That is untrue," she yelled as she got up from her chair. However, the harm had already been done. Now completely shaken, the judge called a recess, but not before giving bailiffs instructions to keep Nina inside the courthouse. Carly had a wave of validation as Sasha was taken out on a stretcher, gripping her tummy and wailing in agony. At last the truth was known. However, the conflict was far from ended. The real battle for justice had only just begun when Nina's misdeeds were made public. The courtroom was rocked by the fallout from Carly's shocking disclosure. While onlookers muttered incredulously, reporters rushed to report the news. Once a well-respected businesswoman, Nina Reeves was now facing charges of far more than corporate wrongdoing. Given the seriousness of the issue, the judge sealed the courtroom to stop other leaks, and ordered an immediate investigation into Carly's claims. Sasha was taken to General Hospital in the interim, where medical professionals labored feverishly to stabilize her. She and the baby were at risk due to the stress of the trial and the shock of early labor. Sasha struggled to stay conscious in the delivery room, her mind vacillating between bitter joy that Nina's deceit had finally been exposed and concern for her unborn child. Despite the dangers of testifying against Nina, she had done it out of a sense of justice, closure, and respect for the innocent lives Nina had ruined. When Carly returned to the courthouse, She was encircled by reporters who were shouting questions while their cameras flashed.